these IMS call flows and how the IMS call flows happen from one end to other end. Yesterday we have completed the different scenarios, an understanding of the transit part from SCSF1 to SCSF2, how the messages will flow. So that part we have studied in our yesterday's session. We need to complete the MO part, mobile originated part, and mobile terminated part. So we need to cover these two aspects. So now we are getting into the mobile origination procedures. So typically, UE has always a proxy associated with it. It will be discovering the PCSEF's IP address either by with the help of the LTE network or by using your DNS procedures. It will be able to determine the PCSEF's address. Once that is there, it will try to reach um, towards the serving CSCF. Serving CSCF may be present in the your present network, or it may be present in your home network. So it could be any one of the scenarios. So how do we reach your home SCSCF with whom the mobile is registered? How do you reach that SCSCF? Um, that is the point. And in the scenario that we are studying in the mobile origination roaming, UE is located in a visitor network representing roaming network and it determines the PCSCF via the CSCF discovery procedure defined in section 511, which represents how do you discover PCSCF of the visitor network. Once you identify the PCSCF's address, you always will generate the invite method and destined to PCSCF. But once it comes to the P, typically P need to either directly forward it to the SCSF component if the user belongs to our own network, or we need to forward it to I ICSCF component of the home network, and from there it will be routed to the SCSCF. But in cases like this particular scenario is explained in a different way. The home network is advertising the SCSCF's IP address as its entry point from the visited network. It is not advertising ICSCF address as the entry point. Instead, it is advertising SCSCF address as the entry point. So, when in this kind of scenarios, when you try to find out which is the contact point for your home network, you are finding SCSCF's address or SCSCF details as the contact point. So what will happen is um, from the PCSCF of the roaming network, the invite method will be directly reaching the SCSCF component of the home network, bypassing the ICSCF component because your home network is advertising SCSCF's address as the entry point instead of advertising ICSCF's address. Um, Depends on the configuration again. It depends on how operator would like to configure his home network and which component address must be advertised as its as a primary entry point. So it depends on that. So UE is in the visitor network. It sends the invite method to PCSCF. When PCSCF try to send it to the home network, and when it tried to find out which is the entry point for the home network, it got to know the SCSCF's address as the entry point, and the invite method directly reached the SCSCF. Instead, if the um, if the home network is advertising ICSCF as the entry point instead of SCSCF's address as the entry point, then definitely the invite method from visiting network P should arrive first at I, and from I it should arrive at SCSCF. It has to happen like that, just like how we have studied our registration procedure earlier yesterday. So We have studied the registration, just like that registration part. It goes from UE to the P of the visitor network, from P to the I of the home network, and I to the S there. If I is advertised as the entry point of the network. Um, so, in the mobile originated part, what we have to study is how the message is getting originated at the mobile, how mobile finding the PCSCF's address, either with the help of LTE network or any other PCSCF discovery mechanisms, and dispatch our invite method to P. From P, how do we reach our registered SCSCF? Registered SCFCF in this case is in home network, and the mobile user is in a visited network. And from that P, we are trying to reach the S. So this is the mobile originated part. Yesterday we already have studied once the invite method reaches the S, SCSCF of the UE is registered SCSCF, how the calls will be delivered all the way up to the SCSCF of the other mobile user. We have studied that part, how the things will move from SCSCF to SCSCF. We are now looking into the left hand side of that. This is the mobile originated part we are looking into. Okay. So, invite, offer response, which is 183 message. And once the offer response arrives at P, here is the most important point that we have to read is PCSCF authorizing the quality of service of resources. Um, so the offer response is being sent to you. So in this seventh step, what is taking place? Once PCSCF authorizes the required quality of service that is proposed in the offer response, then the offer response will be sent to the UE. Response confirmation we have received and confirm acknowledgement, and the reservation confirmation is taking place. And here is the most important part. Whatever the reservation details that are being confirmed, definitely the reservation details are to deal with your dedicated EPS bearer. The dedicated EPS bearer must have some kind of a quality of service associated with it. What quality of service? The quality of service that is authorized by your PCSCF and a component called as PCRF. So PCSCF, by using RX interface, it will communicate with by using RX, it will communicate with PCRF, and PCRF will decide the PCC rules, and it will be informing that information to a component called as your P gateway to create the required dedicated bearer with this quality of service. So then the P gateway triggers the creation of EPS bearer setup, that is dedicated EPS bearer creation, by triggering create bearer request towards S gateway to MME triggers ERAB assignment request, and then it goes to enode B. Enode B sends RRC connection reconfiguration request to create the needed radio bearer. So on all the links we need to create it. Once the corresponding EPS bearer with a particular quality of service approved by your PCSCF and PCRF accepted, then the reservation confirmation arrives from the mobile. And here basically your PCSCF is authorizing this user is having this quality of service approval, and it is reporting the same thing to PCRF. PCRF need to validate whether this user has got this kind of a quality of service approved in the LTE network. From the IMS network point of view, PCSF is authorizing it. Whether mobile is authorized to have such IMS service or not with this quality of service. When that is reported to PCRF, PCRF will be approving whether mobile has got this kind of a quality of service subscribed in the LTE network. If subscribed, then PCRF can order the corresponding dedicated EPS bearer with the quality of service approved. and decided. And then P gateway will trigger the same towards S gateway will trigger towards MME will trigger towards E node B to the mobile. Everywhere the quality of service details will be explained, and everything will get created. All the EPS bearer parts will get created. Once everything got created, mobile will be sending a update message. The reservation confirmation is a update message, and the other mobile is also sending the reservation confirmation. And after that, the phone is ringing at 200 OK, and the call is in alert. So 200 OK, enabling the media flows, acknowledgement, and start media. All right. So this scenario that we have studied is mobile originated procedure in roaming scenario. That means the user is in a roaming network and his SCSCF is in a home network. How it is happening? There can be two possibilities here, even though they have only drafted out to only one possibility here, where SCSF is addressing himself or advertising himself as the entry point from the roaming network instead of ICSF. So the call details are directly arriving at yes without bypassing ICSF, without involving ICSF into the play. Um, so this is in roaming case. What is going to be the home scenario? That means the mobile user is in the home network itself. So mobile found out PCSCF address with the help of uh, your P gateway at the time of connecting to the IMS PDN, and it sent the invite method to P, and P already knew the mobile is our home network mobile itself, and P will start forwarding the invite method to SCSCF. So um, either P and S both belongs to home network. So this is not a roaming scenario. The user is in the home LTE network and home IMS network. He is contacting home PCSCF and directly be able to reach home SCSCF, and everything else is absolutely same. There is no difference at all. The difference between this and the previous architecture is, in the previous mechanism, the PCSCF belongs to roaming network, and SCSCF is our home network. But here the PCSCF and SCSCF both belongs to our home network itself. All right. Most of these flows will convey the same messages. There will be nothing much to study on these messages other than repeatedly seeing the same information. Only the part where they are showing is different. That's it. Okay. What happens when a call gets originated on a PSTN? Um, like a landline phone
Uh,
system.
Hello,
Yes.
hello.
Yes.
Sir, this QoS check will be done by PCSCF for IMS network.
Yes.
So, what is the role of PCRF in that case?
What is the role of
PCRF.
PCRF? Is responsible for validating whether for example, in the SDP information, mobile has subscribed for mobile has asked for maybe a 40 Mbps speed connection, some media connection. You have subscribed such a service from um, your IMS environment. IMS absolutely accepts it. But when IMS network demands the same thing from the PCRF, PCRF says that no, man, that is not possible. For this guy's LTE subscription, he can only get maximum 12 Mbps connection on in the LTE network. So it may be rejected by the LTE environment. So you have to think that PCRF is the quality of service approval for your access network. Okay, and your PCSCF is quality of service finalizer for IMS services. But that doesn't mean that every anything that the IMS network is demanding, LTE network must provide. That will be dependent on mobile's access network service provisions. If he is having the equivalent access network service provisions, you can get the same quality of service that is required for your present IMS service. Otherwise, you will be degraded. Your IMS thing need to be degraded. Uh, in another way of telling it, uh, you wanted to watch a YouTube video in 8K. For example, you want to watch a 8K YouTube video. Now, you have paid for that video by 300 rupees. You purchased that movie. You wanted to watch that movie in 8K. That's well and good. Now, YouTube will absolutely send you that 8K traffic to your device because you already purchased it. But the problem is, so that means on the service side, there is no problem with the quality of service provision. They are decided to help you out to send you 8K video traffic to you, um, seamless 8K video traffic. They are ready to send it. But you are using a Dabba internet connection and you wanted to watch 8K video seamlessly. Uh, this Dabba internet connection, you have paid like 200 rupees per month connection. You have paid 1 Gbps connection. Now you cannot go and blame YouTube that YouTube is not playing your 8K video even though you have paid it. That is not YouTube's problem. That is your internet problem. Are you understanding the difference between access systems and service systems? YouTube here is service and your internet connectivity is access. Same way, your PCRF, PCSCF, etc. are your service components. They will authorize whether you have subscribed for that service or not, and LTE is access. You need to have subscribed for access permissions as well by paying money for your LTE network connectivity. Both are different. Your IMS service subscription is different from your access service subscription. You have to pay separate money for LTE. You have to pay separate money for IMS. It is not the same money just because you got in the present day and present environment, because Reliance Jio is simply providing you both the things with the same SIM card doesn't mean that it will always be the case. For example, um, you you wanted to you are having a LTE SIM card belongs to Reliance Jio. That means that you can be connected to LTE network and can connect it to IP environment, IP network. You will be allowed to connect to IMS network also. But you are trying to demand a 8K movie that is present in Reliance Jio's IMS network. Reliance Jio IMS network did not put that 8K movie for free. They have told that if you want to watch this 8K movie, you need to pay 250 rupees. Now you cannot demand that. I already purchased a SIM card. You must bloody provide me that 8K video. How dare you say I won't provide you that video? Just because you are having LTE connection doesn't mean that your services must be accepted in all the cases. It is not a must because these are two different things. You are having access connectivity means you are allowed to be connected to your internet or your IMS or anything like that. But that doesn't mean the IMS service to be provided. The reverse also is true. If you are purchased the IMS service, you have paid the 250 rupees and you purchase the 8K video that is being hosted on the LTE network. But whatever the 2 GB or 3 GB internet connectivity that you have got from Reliance Jio, you have already used it in the morning and there is no GB of traffic that is left out for you. Reliance Jio already told you that after you reach your 2 GB, throughout the rest of the day, you will be getting only 64 kbps data rate. Now, because you purchased a 8K movie on the IMS platform of the Reliance Jio operator, you cannot go and demand the Reliance Jio's IMS network that because bloody I have purchased it, you should send me this 8K video seamlessly without having any problem at all. Reliance Jio says, no, man, that is not possible because your internet data pack is already finished. You have subscribed for 2 GB per day pack. 2 GB you have used in the morning itself, and now you wanted to download so much more data. We won't accept it. Sorry, because you need to either wait for tomorrow or you need to purchase more data pack, eight another 2 GB pack or another 4 GB pack. So then we will start sending your 8K video to you because you have purchased it. So there are two different things. You need to realize that these two things are not same. If you mix and match, the whole thing will be a confusion. You have to take LTE thing separately and IMS thing separately. You have to see them as separate mechanisms. Yeah, LTE is access, IMS is services. Is that clear?
Yes, sir, I got it.
Okay. The third scenario we are studying is PSTN origination. The call is getting originated on a PSTN, like yeah, basically a landline. PSTN sends a IAM message to MGCF. It's a ISDN user part message, ISUP message, SS7 protocol message sent to MGCF of the home network. So how PSTN will find out the MGCF address of the home network? That is not the discussion of this particular document, but somehow for all the landline phone systems or ISDN systems, this network will advertise MGCF address as the entry point. Just like for other IMS from other IMS networks, you are advertising ICSCF's address as the entry point. On a similar way, you have to advertise the MGCF's address as the entry point into IMS network from ISDN technology networks. So your IMS will be advertising different components addresses as the entry points from different incoming locations. So when the incoming network is a PSTN network or a ISDN network, the IMS network would be advertising its MGCF's address as the uh, incoming or welcoming component into your IMS network. So this guy receives this IAM message from outside. MGCF will interact with the media gateway and ask media gateway to provide the IP address and port number for receiving the voice traffic, etc. By including that IP address and port number related details in a SIP message, MGCF generates the invite method and send this invite method towards the destination wherever it is. The destination user may be present in your home network, or he may be present in roaming network, or he may be anybody else. But if he belongs to your home network, it comes to the MGCF2, it must come to SCSCF because MGCF will identify this user is our network user. I need to forward it to the SCSCF here. I must be forwarding this SIP invite method to SCSCF. And SCSCF will identify the users, what is the user's present IP address, etc. And then SCSCF will be forwarding this call related information to that user. And rest of the messages will happen the same way. Only the difference is for every SIP message that we have, there is no equivalent SS7 message. There is no equivalent message. So for a SIP message called as offer response, there is no equivalent SS7 message. So the messages which don't have equal responses will be just ignored or dealt by the MGCF itself. And once a proper SIP response is generated, like ringing, because there is a SS7 equivalent message for ringing, we are generating that equivalent message called as ACM, sending it to the user who is originating that call. So all the middle messages which doesn't have an equivalent response in terms of SS7, they will all be ignored by MGCF. Even though MGCF receiving it, there won't be any equivalent message on the other side. That is what you have to realize. So in case of protocols, we know that we have to, the MGCF need to convert SS7 protocol messages into SIP and SIP protocol messages into SS7. but not applicable for all the protocol messages. Some protocol messages, they may not be having an equivalent, equivalent protocol uh, message on the other side. So if that is not there, so you have to just ignore those protocol messages that are getting generated, and you will only be generating the equivalent SS7 messages for the messages which have got the equivalent responses. For ringing, it is ACM. ACM is equivalent to ringing in SS7. For 200 OK, it is ANM. So this is 200 OK is equivalent to ANM in SS7. It is like that. But in the SS7, there is no acknowledgement for the ANM. There you won't be receiving any acknowledgement for ANM. That is not derived. But in SIP, it must be sent. So who takes the responsibility of sending it? MGCF himself will take the responsibility of sending that acknowledgement. Okay, he won't be, he would not be dependent on PSTN to send the acknowledgement, then only it will send the acknowledgement. No, it will have to generate the acknowledgement on its own, because it knows that this acknowledgement is very crucial for the SIP device, because SIP device is going to expect this acknowledgement message. But also MGCF is aware that on SS7 there is no equivalent message for acknowledgement. I should not expect any equivalent message for this acknowledgement from SS7 components. Even then, I must generate this acknowledgement message and um, send it towards your SIP component. So you must take that. So that means your MGCF will be is not simply an exchanger of your SS7 messages into SIP messages. Mm, mm, Yet more times than actual exchanging, it is lot of times it is dealing with those messages on his own, and it is generating the responses on his own. For example, when the mobile equipment sends a offer response 183 session progress, MGCF is receiving that 183 session progress and keeping it to itself. It is not sending any equivalent message to PSTN, and he himself generating a response confirmation and sending that response confirmation towards the mobile to give a color to the mobile that hey, it is actually coming from the other side, like from the SS7 side, because mobile expects this response confirmation. So you need to send this response confirmation definitely, but this response confirmation is not being generated by the landline phone, because landline phone doesn't know anything about offer response or response confirmation, or there are no equivalent SS7 messages on the PSTN. So you yourself have to receive this response message and generate the response confirmation. So MGCF is doing a lot of job on his own when it knows that the other guy is not generating all the equivalent messages for these messages are getting generated on SIP protocol.
Sir, I have a doubt here. Sir, actually, MGSF is creating offer response and sir, confirmation. So, on the basis of what, sir? Actually, he waits for something, some time after that he responds these messages, or simply once he get that and he respond to that.
No, it is not. Yeah.
What is happening in the background, sir? Actually, what he is doing after that, he is responding something.
Yeah, he's responding mostly. It is optional SDP. OPT SDP means it's optional SDP, meaning in the sense it may not be sending any meaningful information. Simply because you have sent me this offer response as a confirmation to that, I need to send this response confirmation. I know that you will be sending a confirmation acknowledgement. I will with the optional SDP data inside it. I will receive it and will say okay. So these three messages, basically, this message is. This offer response message is 183 session progress, which is a provisional response. Even in case of SIP, provisional responses will be just ignored. So basically, MGCF is receiving it and ignoring it without sending it onto the other side, that because there is no equivalent on the other side for the provisional responses. There is no concept called as provisional responses in SS7. So your MGCF receives it, but he knows that the SIP component will expect a response for that, a confirmation for that. He is going to send a a response message to that, or PRAC. It will be sending a provisional acknowledgement. When this provisional acknowledgement is received by the SIP device, you'll be generating and sending a confirm acknowledgement. Actually, all these three messages are related to your provisional response mechanism. Provisional means it is not a final stage; it is an intermediary stage, and most of the times provisional is for informational purposes. It may not be doing anything technically. That means in all the three messages we may not contain any proper technical information. It is just like some kind of an informational response messages that are getting generated here, uh, that would be telling these components that yes, I have received your invite method successfully, I'm generating the provisional response. Other than that, they may not be having any much technical information inside, other than conveying that you have received your invite method and you are waiting for your user resources to be created. Other than that, it is may not be conveying any technical details. So simply MGCF will be generating the responses, or if the device is sending him any message, it will be acting as a sync point. It will just throw it into sync. I hope you know what is the meaning of sync. Sync means uh, it is like dumping it into dustbin. That is the meaning of sinking. So if you take our kitchen sink, we will throw all wastewater into it. So it is a sinking point. So it'll throw into dustbin. It doesn't care. It says, "Oh, because this guy sent, I have to respond back. Otherwise, he will think that there is something wrong, and that's why I will respond back." That's it. Got it?
Yes, sir, got it. Thank you, sir.
Even for reservation confirmation, also it will be the same mechanism. But for these SIP messages, when they are equivalent ISUP messages are available, then you will be generating that equivalent ISUP messages. So this is the origination on the PSTN. What if it is originated on the non-IMS component, um, is external SIP client, for example, non-IMS network. The other guy is also a SIP client who is originating the call, but it doesn't belong to IMS network, traditional SIP environment. A call is getting originated from a traditional SIP phone to a IMS user. What will happen? So when a traditional SIP phone generates the call, it would be sent to that from that external client to a proxy. From that proxy, from the external SIP client proxy, the invite method will be received at our SCSCF. Again, by considering that SCSCF is advertised here as the entry point of the IMS network instead of ICSCF as the entry point. So by considering it, so once the invite method comes to yes, yes will find out mobile's IP address and it sends the invite method to P. P will be forwarding it to UE. UE will do the resource reservations, ringing, OK, acknowledgement. Everything else is the same. All these mechanisms are same. But here only difference is the external SIP client is generating it. For example, let us take external SIP client like BSNL. Let us assume BSNL doesn't have IMS network, just for this time's sake. But BSNL is having a traditional SIP environment. There are traditional SIP users present in the BSNL network users are there. So they have they are having traditional SIP IP environments. Who BSNL? I mean. So what do they do? If one of the BSNL customer, SIP customer, if we decided to make a call to Reliance Jio user, so from address will be the SIP client, BSNL SIP client. Two address will be the Reliance Jio users URI, SIP URI, or it could be IMPU, IMS public user ID, which of course should be decoded and found out that this guy belongs to a Reliance Jio network. You need to find out which is the Reliance Jio network's entry point. So it could be either SCSCF or ICSCF. If it is ICSCF, it will come to I. From ICSCF, it will be ICSCF will be questioning HSS. When HSS find out the mobile is registered with which yes, you will be forwarding that invite method to yes. Normally, when ICSCF will be advertised as the entry point and when SCSCF will be advertised as the entry point. If multiple SCSCFs are present in a IMS operator network, then we require a I, and first I should receive it. I must question the mobile is registered with which yes from HSS. After finding those details, I will forward the call to corresponding SCSCF. That is when we have multiple SCSCFs installed in a IMS environment. If there is only one SCSCF available in a IMS environment, we may bypass ICSCF component. We may configure our SCSCF as the entry point to save the time. So when the SCSCF's IP address is stored into DNS servers as its IP address as the entry point IP address into your IMS network. If a invite method is generated by anywhere in the middle, if that need to be forwarded to your IMS network, they will question the DNS servers. DNS server will pinpoint to your SCSCF's IP address. They will forward that SIP invite method to your SCSCF by using their IP address as the source, your SCSCF's IP address as the destination. It will directly arrive at yes. Yes will be finding out that guy's IP address, the two guys IP address, and then it will be leading the invite method towards that two guy. So, depending on the network implementation choices that the operator is having, you can determine what do you want to implement, and what are the different possibilities, and what will be the best mechanism for this in this particular situation, etc., etc. Depending on that, either S will be advertised as the entry point of the network, or I will be advertised as the entry point of the network.
Sir, we have a practical on this, sir, to change this SC, CSCF and ICSCF to change that one for the entry point for the IMS network?
Oh, I did not get your question.
Actually, sir, I want to configure the IMS network entry point as ICSCF
I
instead of SCSCF. Yes, yes.
if
So I want to know. Yeah, I want to know. Is there any practical related to this so that we can change according to our wish?
uh, no practical will be there because these components there are no simulated components available for the IMS environment in the market, so it will become impossible for us to simulate. I am actually trying to bring up one Cisco router on GNS3 environment, but it is quite complex and it is taking time. Maybe it may not be available for your batch, and if I become successful in bringing up that in the GNS3 environment with a Cisco provided IMS solution, I can actually show you these configurations in a live environment. But for the time being, till I complete that part, I'll not be able to show you these configuration changes in a live IMS environment. You just have to mostly imagine in your head that these are configuration related things, and you have to just believe it on the basis of the specification that these are operator configurable mechanisms. That's the whole point about it. But mostly these are invite messages being sent from one place to the other place, and according to the specification, whatever it mentions, you have to study it and believe it. Um, right now, I cannot provide you that practical part on this components because these are not free components. Again,
Okay, sir. Okay, fine.
okay. So yeah. So you get the invite. Okay, only the difference the year between your landline phone mechanism and the external SIP client is even if a SIP client is originating the a call, that will also be SIP messages, invite methods. Yeah, it will also be. You don't need to convert the protocol messages from one type of protocol messages to other type of protocol messages. Reason is both the components are SIP components itself. Our IMS components are working on SIP and your external SIP client is also working on SIP. You don't need to convert the protocol messages from one type to the other type. Within the IMS network, we never need to convert it, one type of protocol messages to other type. But in case of PSTN origination, we definitely needed that. Your SS7 protocol messages must be converted into SIP protocol messages by this MGCF, Media Gateway Control Protocol, which is acting as your signaling gateway to convert that protocol messages and vice versa. But when the external network is SIP network itself, it is generating the invite methods in the SIP mechanism only. You don't need to convert it because those are SIP messages only. And the last thing that we have to study in the SIP origination flows is when the application server is originating it. Application server is originating the SIP sessions when the sessions are getting originated by application server. What is the first duty application server would do? It will perform an activity called as retrieval of SCSCF's address, which SCSCF is hosting the mobile right now. Mobile is being hosted with which SC, are registered with which SCSCF. We know that we need to forward it to that SCSCF. Now, once you find out the mobile's SCSCF's address, you need to forward it to that SCSCF. How do you forward it? For example, if the SCSCF is your home network's SCSCF itself, you simply generate the invite method originated by the application server to the home SCSCF itself. The job is done, finished. Point is like this: why application server will initiate the um SIP invite methods? For example, a application server is typically hosting some movies. It can send you an invite method to watch a movie. If you click on yes, um, if you are a postpaid user, at the end of the month you will get a bill which says that you need to pay 120 rupees to for watching this movie. So for movie watching also, operators can generate the money by hosting those movies on their multimedia servers. So application servers generating the invite methods will be common if operators believe that generating these invite methods and randomly sending these invite methods to customer will result in some extra revenue generation. So they'll definitely keep generating invite methods and sending it. So they'll be showing to you in the form of a notification or something like that on your screen when you say yes, I want to watch it. Obviously, if you are a prepaid user, they'll ask you to pay money like 20 rupees you pay, and you will get this movie. Or if you are a postpaid user, silently they will simply start sending you the movie. And if you watch it, they will charge you 20 rupees in your next bill. So operators will typically gain money from that. So application servers are one of the best ideas to keep sending these invite methods to user. But if the user is present in the home network itself, directly we send the invite method to SCSCF by finding out the SCSCF's address. If the user is present in a terminating network, if he is not belong to home network, he is present in a terminating network. Terminating network in the sense he is there in a roaming network. Then the invite method must be sent from the application server towards the terminating network's PCSCF. It should be forwarded because you know that the user is not, even though it is registered with yes, he is right now not present in the home network. He is located at a different location. We are sending it. or we can send it to any other transit functions to forward it to any other terminating network, you instead of you yourself forwarding it. So application server can forward it to transit functions, and transit functions can take it. Transit functions can be done by your SCSCF also. So you forward it to S as part of S by making S as work as a transit function, and transit function forward it to the terminating network to the PNet PCSCF in the terminating network. Or you could send this invite method to ICSCF. If you find out that this user is again available in the some other network, we will be reaching I, and from there we will be going to the other. As part of S by making S as work as a transit function, and transit function forward it to the terminating network to the PNet PCSCF in the terminating network. Or you could send this invite method to ICSCF. If you find out that this user is again available in the some other network, we will be reaching I, and from there we will be going to the other user to whom he is making this invite method to. So this 2A, 2B, 2C, 2D is going to be dependent on depending on the mobile's present location. Where do you send this? But because we are studying the MO call from application server to SCSCF, if you consider the 2A case, the invite method will come to SCSCF. This guy will do the service control, and it will be generating the invite method to the terminating network of the other user, where the other user is registered. And when you get the offer response, etc., all the call flow will be the same, but we are sending the invite method to SCSCF. So there are these other possibilities also, depending on the situation, depending on the location of the user, whether the user is present under home network, even though he is registered with the S, or if he is present under the terminating network or some other network it is part of. But mostly the scenario is going to be 2A. When application server generates it, it is going to simply send it to SCSCF and wash his hands. It doesn't care how SCSCF will forward it to the other SCSCF. He will simply forward it here, and he'll just wash his hands in most of the cases. These scenarios of the application server himself taking care of it and forwarding it to the transit functions, or forwarding it to the other servers, or forwarding it towards the ICSCF. Maybe in rare occasions this can happen. For example, application server can send it to I can question HSS to find out mobile is registered with which yes. Then we can forward, ICSCF will be forwarding it to that yes. It can happen that way when you are contacting I. So, or you yourself find out yes, and you are simply forwarding it to yes. It can happen that way. So, it depends on the conditions and situations. All those conditions are explained here. What are the 2A case, 2B case, 2C case, 2D case, etc. You can read and find out more information on that. But if logic is simple, once the invite method receives it application server, first application server will detect where the mobile is under which SCSCF and forward it with the help of that SCSCF. If it is originating any sessions, it will be sent to yes. S to P, S already knew the IP address, send to P, P to the UE. If the UE is present in the same home network as your IMS home network, there won't be any complexity at all. Otherwise, a little complexity will be involved. If the user is in a roaming network, we need to send it from yes with the transit functions. We need to go to the P of the other network, and from there it will be dispatched. Okay, it could be that way. So depending on the situation. Okay, those are the originating cases. Now we have termination procedures. What is the meaning of termination procedure? We are going to assume somehow the SIP invite method has reached the um, SCSCF of the terminating side. It already has reached the SCSCF of the terminating user, the user who is receiving it as an incoming call. From there, how it will reach the end user. That part is called as a terminating. Not much complexity. It is all easy peasy. So you will have mobile termination roaming. That means mobile it is getting terminated onto a roaming user. Of course, your home network advertising SCSF as the entry point of the visited network. So what is happening? Uh, so the call will arrive at terminating home network SCSF. That guy is forwarding it to the PCSF of the visited network where the UE is right now under. So the invite method is forwarded to the P. So because the user is not in the home network, if the user is in the home network, yes, would have directly forwarded to the P of the home network. From P to the UE, it would have happened. But because the user is right now is present under the visited network, yes, we'll have to forward it to the P. P, it will be forwarding it to the UE. So this is how it has to take place when the user is in roaming conditions. Now, how does the S know mobile is under which PCSCF? When the mobile has registered with this S, mobile would have already communicated, reached through this P. P would have found out I's address or with the help of I or without the help of I. You would have reached yes and the register method happened towards that yes. That time, yes, would have noted down mobile is right now available with this P in the visited network. That P's IP address details, etc., will be noted down in yes at the time of registration. So now yes knows how to forward this invite method to the user by contacting this P. Once it goes to P, P will be forwarding that invite method to UE, offer response, and everything else will be the same. So uh, at the time of registration, yes, noting down the mobile is available with the home network's PCSCF or visitor network's CSCF. In this case, mobile is registered with through visitor network's PCSCF. And in the next scenario, we are going to see uh, when the mobile is under home network itself directly, and your home network's SCSCF received the invite method from the other side. How we don't care because we already seen the mobile origination part and we already have studied the transit part. Now we are studying the termination part, SCSCF. The call already reached this. This guy knows that the mobile is in home network itself, and mobile reached me through this PCSCF. He knew it, and he is forwarding the invite method to that P. P knew the IP address of the mobile, and it will be sending that invite method to the mobile. Yeah, actually, S also knows the IP address of the mobile, which would be sent to P. P will be using that as the destination IP address and send the invite method to UE, offer response, and the rest of the procedure is absolutely same. You have ringing, etc., etc. Only difference between the previous operation and this operation is in the previous operation, in the roaming case, S is present in the home network, P is present in visitor network. Now here both S and P are present in the home network itself. That's the only difference. But ultimately, your yes with whom the mobile is registered always knew mobiles what is the mobile's present location. This P will be considered as the mobile's present location. PCSCF's address will be considered as the mobile's present location. Your duty is to forward it to that P, and that P will have to take care of forwarding that SIP invite method to the UE by using the access technology network with which mobile is connected to this P. The LTE network between the PCSCF and UE is can be a LTE network or a UMTS network, or it could be any other network. Mobile termination, CS domain roaming. Um, so CS domain, your user has received you are a IMS user, you registered with yes, CSCF, but you have told SCSCF that, hey, listen, SCSCF, I will not be available in LTE network for some time. I'm going into a forest area where only GSM services work. There is no LTE network installed. So what do I want to do is I wanted to get my incoming calls on my MSISDN number, on my telephone number. So I'm doing that kind of a registration with you. So this is my alternative number. I'll not be available in the IMS network. I would be available on a CS network. I'm roaming in the CS network. So I would like to receive the incoming calls on my CS network. Can you please do those arrangements? And SCSCF will accept it. And what happens now when the invite method arrives at SCSCF? SCSCF is determining whether this kind of whether the user can be whether they should be allowed to take these incoming calls or not. Once it decided to accept it, SCSCF is forwarding the invite method to BGCF, BGCF to MGCF, and session setup continues that way. So because the user, even though he is a IMS user, he is not in IMS network. He is not under IMS network because maybe packet network access is not available, because LTE network not there, UMTS network not there, GPRS network not there. Only GSM network is available in the location you are under right now. So you may have registered with the SCSCF and told him that if I am not available through LTE network, please try to reach me on my CS number. Please try to reach me on this alternative number. So you must have registered that way with yes. So then, yes, he's forwarding the invite method to you in your present location. Your present location is CS network. So that means if you are a LTE customer, you can receive if you are a IMS customer, you can still receive your IMS calls even by being in the CS network also. This is a very important thing to understand. For example, you are a Airtel 4G customer or 4G IMS customer, and you can make voice calls by using IMS network, because purely IMS calls will be of high quality. You can make your voice calls by using IMS network itself. As long as you are under the 4G network, you are making IMS calls. You are receiving the calls through IMS network, and when you have registered with the SCSCF, you have told your IP address because you are having LTE access. You got IP address allocated to IMS PDN. You are advertising that IP address details to SCSCF. If SCSCF receives any incoming calls, SCSCF will send those invite methods to you on your present IP address with the help of PCSCF. But the moment you have decided to get into a area, or you yourself have gone into a area where there is no LTE network available, and SCSCF have recognized that you are not available and you are not responding on the IMS network when they when a invite method is being sent, you are not receiving that invite method, you are not accepting that invite method. So um, IMS network might have been configured with the alternative approach. When this guy who is having this IMS number, LTE IMS number, yeah, Airtel IMS number, if he is not responding on the IMS network, when we send him the invite method, we have to better try him on the CS network. So how do we try it on the CS network? Your SCSCF will forward that invite method to B2 MGCF. MGCF will, with the help of SS7 network, it will forward it to a GMSC. Uh, that your Airtel network, that belongs to your Airtel operator. That is GMSC will question the HSS, which HLR. Hey, is this guy registered with any MSC nearby to us with his MSISDN number? If registered, please let me know. And the HLR replies back to GMSC that yes, this guy is registered indeed. This is the MSC with whom this guy is registered, and the call will be forwarded towards that MSC. MSC will start sending the paging message to the mobile, tell him that you are getting an incoming call and so and so person is calling you. So that means the IMS mobile users who are temporarily out of the IMS network, especially when the operator is having CS services available, you may be searched for the mobile. You may be searching for the mobile in the CS network by using that subscriber's MSISDN number, the equivalent MSISDN number. So the mobile might have a IMPU or IMPI, the IMS subscription ID, and that IMS subscription ID may be mapped to MSISDN. And you, with the help of MSISDN, we will try to find that user in the traditional CS network, because this guy is not available in the LTE network and not responding to your invite methods in the LTE network. Or if the mobile user himself at the time of registration telling you SCSCF that, hey, for the time being I'm not going to be present in the IMS LTE network. I wanted to be present in a GSM environment. So if I get any incoming calls on my IMS number, please route those IMS calls to my GSM mobile phone. So in such cases, the calls will be rerouted to a different location wherever you are.
Sir, actually, we lost your audio, sir.
Yeah, but okay, fine. But have you understood this concept, or is it any questions related to this?
Sir, same concept is applicable for EMTS also.
Yeah, it is
If
applicable for
a user is
UMTS
on
by considering that even in
uh,
the UMTS network, mobile is not having IP connectivity and he is not having IP address and he is not registering to SCSCF with a IP address. If mobile registers to SCSCF with IP address, you will be forwarding the invite method only to the mobile phone through your UMTS network. We'll forward it to GGSN, PCSCF to GGSN, GGSN to SGSN, SGSN to RNC to the mobile. IP packet will be sent. In that IP packet, invite information will be present. If the mobile is registering to the IMS network by being in UMTS environment, because UMTS supports packet data. But even if the mobile is in UMTS network, if he is not connected to internet or if he is not connected to IMS network with the IP connectivity, if the mobile is only registered with the CS services by being in UMTS network, then the calls will be routed from SCSCF to B to MGCF, MGCF through the SS7 network. It will go to GMSC, GMSC to MSC, MSC to RNC, RNC to BTS. RNC to Node B, Node B to the mobile equipment. You will be sending a paging message, and if the mobile responds back with a paging response, then the call will proceed. It doesn't matter in which network you are, whether you are in UMTS network or a GPRS network or a GSM network. If you are not connected to IMS network with IP address, if you have instead of IP address, you have quoted your CS MSISDN number as a alternative route for you. As long as you do that, your IMS network must search for you in the CS environment. This is what is actually happening right now in all Airtel, BSNL, and other operators' environments. Even though these operators' networks are having IMS environment, when you are not connected to IMS network, when you are not registered with the IMS network with your IP address, when the incoming call arrives at IMS network from the other side, then you will be searched in your CS network with a paging message through these components, BGCF, MGCF, etc.
Sir,
Yeah.
yes, sir. If user is in 2G network, as for example, Airtel is offering IMS, 2G, 3G, everything. If user is in 2G network and its data is on, then this call would be that IMS call or it would be CS call, sir.
It is a mixed call. It still will be called as IMS call, but you remember in SIP also I have told you this story. A SIP user who is registering with the register can tell the register that, hey, I don't want to receive the calls on my IP number. I want to receive the calls on a mobile phone or a telephone. It's just like how it is happening in the traditional SIP environment. It can happen in IMS environment also. There is no difference at all. But we still call this as IMS call. It is arriving to the IMS network, and because the other guy who is making a call to you, he is calling on your IMS public user ID or IMPU. When the call is made on IMPU, if it is not made on your MSISDN number, if it is made on IMPU, it will be considered as a IMS call. But it will, once it arrives at IMS network is detecting that this user is temporarily available in CS network, or SCSCF might detect that this guy is
Sir, I'm losing your voice.
Sir, your voice is breaking completely.
Sir, I'm losing your voice completely since last 1 minute.
mhm. Yes, there was some network outage.
Can you just answer, sir? I was not listening that your answer.
Yeah, the idea is you can advertise your number as your rerouting number in any scenarios, and we still call it as a IMS service itself. We call this as a IMS call only because you are receiving the call on the IMS IMPU number. You are converting that IMPU number into a MSISDN locally within your IMS network. So you will be considering this call as IMS incoming call, but IMS incoming call being routed to a traditional CS network because the user is now not having IMS connectivity. So we are routing the calls to the traditional network because user is right now under a traditional network and can access the traditional network. That's the idea. Is this clear?
Yeah, clear, sir. One question also. Before termination, if that code is routing by internet, is there any option to check that QoS is properly available at termination
Definitely.
point? Like,
Um, if the mobile is like registered at the time of registration, mobile will be quoting its contact field. Basically, with the help of the contact field, you can find out. If the contact field, for example, user IMPU number is something, IMPU at the rate of, if you provide your IP address or FQDN like 192.1.1.3, you provide your IP address. That means mobile is right now having a IP address. He can be reached through SIP environment itself. You don't need to contact that guy on this IP address. Instead of this, it will be showing it as IMPU at the rate of your MSISDN number you quote, which is a telephone number. It will identify that this is a telephone number. That means that the mobile subscriber is telling the SCSCF component that, hey man, even though I am performing my registration with the IMS network, but not with my IP address, I will be available on IP address here only for some time. I wanted to be available myself on this alternative address called as my MSASDN in CS environment. So this would have done by the mobile with this contact field. So mobile can quote multiple contact fields also. In one contact field, mobile can quote his IP address. In another contact time, mobile can quote his MSISDN number, which he will tell that it is a telephone number. Now, if that multiple contacts are quoted, if the mobile is available on this and responding to this, we will try to reach the mobile on this IP address itself and through the LTE network only. If the mobile is not responding on this, we will come conclusion that mobile is not connected to the LTE environment and is not having IP connectivity. There is no way he can receive the SIP messages we are sending in the SIP format itself. We need to reach the mobile through his IMS ISDN services. So that time, SCSCF will be going to BGCF and BGCF will go to MGCF, MGCF to your traditional CS environment. Is that clear?
That's what I'm asking, sir. Means it is a two-step process. For once it checks for that IP for that 4G network. If not present, then it will go to BGC like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay, sir. Okay.
Sir, hello.
yeah.
Sir, it's audible right now.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Sir, suppose if in one circle, like in Tamil Nadu circle, that Chennai serving maybe Chennai serving Nokia network and that ROTM serving other IMS network. So means we can consider like PCSAP, SSAP, ICSAP. These are for
Forward
home
it
network.
from first our BGCF to the other BGCF, and from there it will be routed. If the user number you are quoting belongs to other operator, you have to send it from BGCF to BGCF instead of sending it from BGCF to MGCF directly. Okay?
Punadu will get it. Hello.
Yeah, Pranay. Is that the question you asked? Did I answer your question?
No, no, no. No, actually, sir, I'm asking, means, suppose means two IMS network in one circle only, in one
Hmm.
circle. Maybe in the Tamil Nadu or AP circle,
Okay.
only that Hyderabad location serving that maybe something Nokia IMS network, and other ROTN means, apart from that Hyderabad, other IMS network is there. So how can you to consider? Means it's means home network is something like we are serving that PCC same network, or we will consider like two IMS for means,
Having two IMS networks and option having the details is completely operator's configuration choice. If operator when an operator is deciding that hey, we need to connect the mobiles into this IMS network, they will quote the corresponding
okay,
PCSCF's IP address. So it will be configuration basis. This just on the basis of configuration. We cannot see any other choice there. It must be configured. Okay, in the network somewhere that the preferred IMS network, because there are two networks available here, is this one. So you have to do that. Maybe operator can divide it this way. If two IMS networks are there, if 100, if for example, let us take that four P gateways are present. Maybe two P gateways, he will be storing one PCSCF's address. In another two P gateways, it will be storing another PCSCF's address, so that the subscribers can be shared across those two IMS networks. If multiple IMS networks are provided.
and for that other operator, we can use that means two BGCF or something like that. Means many more
Yeah,
BGCFs.
BGCF to BGCF, we have to shift it.
Sir, actually, call field configuration, sir, for UE side, sir, who does that?
UE side, you will be doing it. You will be choosing it on what number you want to receive your calls. You can set in your mobile
So is
phone
that?
itself. For example,
Uh-huh.
you are a LTE 4G user. Whether you want to receive Vivo LTE calls, or you want to make Vivo LTE, or you want to receive Vivo LTE, or you want to receive traditional UMTS calls, you can choose it. For example, you have chosen that. You have chosen that you want to receive the CS calls. That is like your setting. The information will be conveyed to SCSF. Even though somebody is trying to reach him on his IMPU number at SCSF, please route the calls to CS network by using BGCF MGCF support. You are choosing that as a customer or as a user. You can choose that. You go to your mobile phone settings. You can see those options in your mobile phone settings.
Okay, okay, sir.
PSTN termination. Meaning is the mobile user who is receiving this um, incoming call is right now is available on a PSTN, terminating onto the PSTN network. So then what do? We forward it to MGCF, MGCF to PSTN. On one side, we will be using SIP messages. On the other side, we will be having ISUP messages. So conversion will take place. This is the same thing. The opposite side we have already studied origination part, originating from PST and coming to MGCF. This is reverse. If already MGCF received it, MGCF will forward it to PSTN by converting it into your ISUP signaling, SS7 signaling. We forward it. Non-IMS client termination. Once the SCSCF receives it, SCSCF will understand that okay, this guy right now is not available in CS network, not available in PSTN. This guy is registered one external SIP client as his present address. So I need to forward based on the precondition. We need to forward it to that external SIP client. We need to forward that invite method to that external SIP client. So wherever the mobile is, it doesn't matter. Mobile, the subscriber, IMS subscriber can configure himself to be located or available in any location. He can say that I'm available on my CS number, or I'm available on my external SIP client, my home's SIP phone. I'm having a home SIP phone. I want all my mobile phone calls also to be routed to my home SIP phone. I don't want to see my mobile after reaching home. So you can reroute all the calls to your landline phone, which is basically external SIP client. So you can choose it all depending on the configuration. And um, what if the calls are being made to application servers? Application server. The calls are made to application server. That means user agent server here is application server. It is not a end user. Application server is acting as the UAS. What happens in this case? Again, we have four sub scenarios here. What is happening? User belongs to the same or different network. The invite method arrived at ICSCF. For example, the address is game1.home1.net. So we wanted to play game one. Game one server need to be reached. Home1.net is your IMS network's domain name. Game one is the game you want to play. So from user one, you are making a call to game one. The call arrived at I. Basically, I is acting as a entry point here. So HS will ask HSS. HSS will reply back the address of the application server who is hosting this service. And once you find out the application server's address who is hosting this game one, once you find out the details from HSS, ICSCF forwards the invite method to the application server. Hey man, you are getting a gaming request from so and so mobile user. If it is okay for you, accept it. So it will be sending session progress and rest of the thing will continue. But here, who is finding out which application server is having this game one service? It is questioning HSS, asking the HSS that who is owning this game one guy. So ICSF is querying HSS. Um, Even if you are getting any incoming call through ICSF, ICSF questions the same details to HSS. ICSF asks HSS, hey, this mobile is right now registered with which SCSF? Once you get to know the SCSF's address, you forward that invite method to yes, because you know that yes will help you to forward that invite method to that towards the destination. Because you knew it, you will try to forward it towards yes. But in this case, the destination of the SIP invite method is not to any mobile user; it is to application server. So you are finding out the application server route directly by contacting HSS, and you are sending it there. So that is that. All right. Now, what is going to be the next scenario? You are receiving the same kind of request, different game go at the rate of home1.net. So we need to go to a different gaming server. What is ICSF doing? Asking HSS. Instead, HSS is returning SCSF's address. Uh, you know, are telling the ICSF that, hey man, you need to contact SCSF to get this particular service. Please forward the invite method there. When you forward the when the response is sent back to I will forward the invite method to yes. What does the yes guy do is it will verify whether the user has got this subscription or not. On the basis of it, this guy can actually forward it. SCSCF knows already the application server hosting this game go at home1.net, and you are decided to forward the invite method to that application server. So instead of I getting the details of application server directly, I getting the details of a SCSCF who can help you to reach the application server. So just like how mobile phones are registering with the SCSCF, we are making your application servers also register with the SCSCF, which game name is being hosted on what IP address. Those details are available with yes, and yes would have notified to application server that so and so gaming services I know. He would have notified to HSS. When ICSF contacted the HSS told that I don't know application server is being hosted on what IP address directly. I can pinpoint to the SCSCF's address. Please go to SCSCF, and SCSCF will help you to reach that application server, because we have made application servers also register with the SCSCF with their game name and their info. We have made them do that kind of registration. So by finding the application server's hosting address, SCSCF will forward the invite. This is called as indirect method. It is not a direct method. We are reaching the application server indirectly with the help of yes. Just like how the mobile phones IP addresses and their SIP user IDs are getting registered with SCSF, application servers SIP URIs also must be registered with the SCSF, and they have to provide their IP address related details to yes. So instead of I directly reaching application servers by finding the details from HSS, I will first find out the SCSF's address with whom the application servers are registered. Then SCSF will forward it towards the application server. The invite method will be forwarded towards the application server. It's an indirect approach. And a third approach, DNS routing. I received the invite. I never asked HSS, never asked King SCSF, nobody, nothing. He simply gone to ask DNS server who might have known about this Fun Game One. Hey man, I wanted to reach a user called as Fun Game One. I wanted to know where this Fun Game One at the rate of as1.home1.net is being hosted. What is the IP address of as1.home1.net? If you can send me the details, I can actually send the invite method directly to the application server, who is having that IP address and having this service called as Fun Game One on that application server. I will directly forward it. So you are not asking HSS, neither taking the help from SCSF. Directly you are requesting it from DNS. It is just like our traditional SIP environment. If you are making a call to a user who is present in Wipro.com, your proxy server will go and request it from the DNS server. Hey, where is this Wipro.com's proxy server is present? Once you find out that proxy server's IP address, you will straight away forward the call details to that proxy server. Similar kind of activity. In case of application servers, we are asking DNS to provide you the details. So DNS server is configured with this information. So for this, ICSF need to have the extra details. ICSF maintains a list of supported domains and the network names. or it is configured to go directly to the DNS server. Such kind of a configuration should be available in ICSF. Then only ICSF will question the DNS instead of questioning your HSS or SCSF. It will question DNS, find out the IP address, and then forward the invite method to application server on the basis of that IP address. Fourth logic in the termination, ICSCF receives this incoming invite method. ICSCF will query the HSS. HSS returns the SCSCF's address or details. You will forward that invite method to SCSCF. SCSCF will invoke the service logic. Service logic in the sense will decide, this is almost like the second case, will decide whether the user can actually make such a service request or not towards this gaming server. It will decide that. On the basis of the decision, he will decide to forward it towards the application server. So the invite method will be forwarded there. Okay. Now, these are the termination services. We combine one origination service, one transit service, and one termination service. If you combine all the three, then we will generate a end-to-end service. We will have a end-to-end session. Mobile, all the way from mobile originated to mobile termination. Everything will be there at one place. So that will be there in the end of this document. I will show you one such procedure which will be containing end-to-end flow.
The call flow for which for gaming server and all, this is a similar structure for that telephony application server also. Same call flow.
Yeah, it is same. It is all these things are a play of configurations majorly. So all depending on the IMS network configuration, all these things work. Okay, so however you want, you can configure your services. It's your choice. I'm trying to search for the procedure. Wait a minute. Now I'm looking at the full-fledged procedure. Okay, the things will be explained like this in the ending related to your call flows. So UE1 is in PSCSCF, SCSCF. You're reaching to I of the other network. From there you go to S to PP to the user. So it is like all the SIP messages, how it will travel from one end to the other end. So complete call flows will be explained, which we call it as end-to-end call flows. Not getting the exact place at which those procedures are present. Uh, Okay. It will become too bad of me. I have marked it, but I don't know. Somehow it is missing. It is very bad to go through this document like this. Anyway, I will point out to that particular section where the end-to-end call flow is present when I'm sending this log file to you, when I'm sending this, otherwise I'll message it in your group, the subsection and the section number where that end-to-end call flow is there, which is like going to be a combination of all the three types of procedures that we have studied. It is going to be a combined thing. I will number that. I'm not getting it in the navigation. My marking was missing for some reason. So I will number that. You can refer to it to study the end-to-end call flow.